lineup of first-party games. I mean, Xbox, is playing a different game and is, I think the Game Pass stuff is a really compelling story. I think Xbox has to, really deliver the great first-party games, right? I mean, that's always sort of the challenge for them. And, I think Halo had its challenges, last week when they showed it. And I hope that's going to really shape up to be an awesome launch game for them. I think Sony has a really strong story to tell. We don't know what the price is there, but I mean, I'm really excited about some of the games that I've seen there and, Sony's mastery of these incredibly rich single player experiences. I think Xbox has a really good story about value for gamers around a lot of diversity of choices. I think their challenge is, I think Sony's challenge will be sort of like the price and the premium experience and making sure that people are able to sort of, purchase into that this year. Xbox's challenge, I think, is that Game Pass is great, but it's got to have the really great flagship games in it, right? And you don't want it to sort of be like your basic cable package where it's like, hey, it's a lot of cool stuff, but like what I really want is HBO. And it's like, those games are outside of Game Pass. And I don't know, I tend to think people, they care more about the really big games that are going to move the needle and not just like, I want to, an okay game to kind of play this weekend. There's a little bit of that. I don't see anything right now from Xbox that makes me feel like, it's going to dramatically alter sort of the course of things. And the other thing is like, the Xbox stuff, I still think they have to prove kind of the world's most powerful console thing. Like they keep talking about that. And, I don't need to cite all the specs and stuff, but I still think they really need to kind of show that. If it is, if Series X really is most powerful, it's like, I want to see the game.
I don't know what it is Microsoft sees in Geoff Keighley. He does not represent Xbox well at all. Before I get to my main point, let me just say, Geoff Keighley personally doesn't bother me. He's not somebody I follow regularly. He's not someone who, outside of doing the Game Awards, I know he's been in the gaming industry or community for a long time. So I remember watching him back on like the G4 Tech TV days. He would be on shows like Screensavers and G4TV.com. I believe that was the name of one of his shows and stuff like that. So, but with that said, the way he's so blatant with his love of Sony and PlayStation that I don't know why Microsoft keeps working with this guy. I don't think he expands the audience at all. I mean, the pre-show before Xbox July event, that was just absolutely embarrassing, where only Alana Pierce and Metal Jesus are the only Xbox fans on there, and you had, people who don't care about Xbox or Halo, and they were pretty vocal about it then too. I mean, and then they were just giving the same generic opinions, and it's just such a bad look. It was a bad look back in 2017 when Geoff spoiled the Xbox One X price before their E3 event. It's a bad look when, and then as of today or yesterday, he's saying he's downplaying Game Pass. He thinks the PlayStation has an amazing first-party lineup, or I don't know if he means debut or in general, and that nothing from Xbox makes him think that is going to change much in the industry. It's the same, it's pretty much the same opinions as damn near every mainstream YouTuber and reviewer out there. But and his love affair with Kojima, he was putting Death Stranding, that boring ass game, and it's just Microsoft. I do think that they need to do a better job choosing people who represent their brand better, because Geoff does not represent Xbox well. He just doesn't, especially lately. I mean, even at the Game Awards, he's always looking disinterested. I mean, he'll blow on that PS5 controller in a heartbeat, but when it comes to Xbox, man, he's just going through the motions. I don't see it. I don't know what connections Jeff have in the industry that Xbox see value in, because there is no way in hell. I'm sorry, you can't convince me Jeff has ever convinced somebody to buy an Xbox. Not the guy that I watch who's always sucking up to Sony. Not that Geoff Keighley. I don't get the love. I don't get the love Microsoft sees in this guys. I don't know why they keep having him represent Xbox with these different shows or events or giving him information. I do think Microsoft needs to do a better job at getting better voices, people who could represent the brand better. Uh, at this point, you'll probably get more people to represent your brand better who isn't nearly as popular as Jeff, but is far more passionate, because I think passion comes off well. People get wrapped up in the passion. It's why a bad politician is one who's boring and policy don't matter these days. You know, that energy, that passion, that the people who just love gaming, who just like love Xbox, and it's genuine, will win over consumers of people who are probably on the fence, of people who probably didn't think much of Xbox way more than Jeff ever could, just because he has some industry background. That's my 2 cents. I'm not a fan of the guy, at least in the sense I'm not a fan of Jeff when it comes to Xbox specifically. Outside of that, he seems okay. I mean, really, he's never left a big impression on me in general. Again, like you think of like a Adam Sessler, right? Someone who people still talk about to this day, and the guy, the PlayStation community drove him out of the gaming world. I mean, you think of a guy like Adam Sessler, but then you think of Geoff Keighley, and it's like, really? I mean, what is that one great Geoff Keighley moment? If you could name me that one great Geoff Keighley moment that isn't something PlayStation related, refresh my memory on that, because I remember this guy even as back as the G4 TV days. He's never left an impression on me. I don't watch award shows in general, so the Game Awards stuff is just a bunch of bullshit to me. But I mean, I guess I give him that. He people are taking these award shows period seriously, as they're often used in console war arguments. That's as far as I got with the dude. And Jeff, here's where you're wrong. First of all Xbox first party games are on the Game Pass, which includes Halo when it's released, which includes Fable when it's released, when it includes Avowed, and you could already right now get the Halo Master Chief, Halo 5, Gears 4 and 5, Forza Horizon 4 and 3. I mean, even big hitters like Red Dead Redemption and GTA were on the service at one point. This idea that Game Pass is like a cable subscription or something is objectively wrong. It is. And then not only that, you get really cool games like Streets of Rage 4 and Battletoads. So you get a nice variety of big and small games. Yeah, games come and go, but that's the thing. For some reason, nobody ever mentions that every single game on the service you can also buy. All right, and you could buy them at a discount. So I don't know what he's seeing there. In fact, just this week alone, you had games like Battletoads, Tell Me Why, Wasteland 3, back to back to back. I believe Tell Me Why is today, Wasteland 3 tomorrow on the 28th. So and then there are millions and millions of subs already. I feel like he's downplaying Game Pass quite a bit, actually. But I don't know. A lot of tunnel vision with this dude. All right, and before I go, check out the Exile podcast with E-Rock X, Sega Man, Phase 101, ODT Reaper, and Heatbot. and we also have special guests. We'll do giveaways and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I always enjoy it, hanging out with the guys, and I hope you do too.